Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Wednesday, December 25th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. On this Christmas day in Riverside, temperatures will range from a chilly 50.1 degrees to a mild 61.5 degrees. Today's stories include an examination of Russia's strategic timing of attacks on Ukraine's electrical infrastructure during the holiday. We'll also look at California's new initiatives to protect consumers from undisclosed banking charges. Plus, we'll explore a fascinating discovery in the Arctic, where thawing permafrost has uncovered a remarkably preserved baby mammoth from 50,000 years ago, offering scientists new insights into prehistoric life. All this and more, coming up on Alex's News. We begin with breaking news out of Ukraine, where a massive Russian attack has targeted critical energy infrastructure on Christmas Day. Joining us now with the details is our international correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, what can you tell us about this coordinated assault?
According to reporting from the Associated Press, Russia launched what appears to be their 13th large-scale strike on Ukraine's power grid this year, Grace. The attack involved an overwhelming combination of 78 missiles launched from air, ground, and sea, including Kalibr cruise missiles from the Black Sea, along with 106 Shahed drones.
That's an extraordinary number of weapons. How effective were Ukraine's defense systems in responding to this assault?
Ukraine's air defenses performed remarkably well, Grace. As reported by France 24, they managed to intercept 59 missiles and 54 drones, while successfully jamming an additional 52 drones. They're using a sophisticated network of air defense systems, including US, German, and Romanian-donated Patriot batteries, along with SAMP-T, NASAMS, and several other advanced systems.
What kind of damage are we seeing on the ground, Ethan?
The damage is extensive, Grace. According to KEYT News Channel 3, in the Dnipro region, at least one person was killed and a thermal power plant was hit, leaving 155 residential buildings without heat. In Kharkiv, 7 strikes sparked fires across the city, injuring 3 people and leaving 500,000 residents without heat. Even Kyiv hasn't been spared, with multiple districts experiencing power outages.
This attack seems to have broader international implications as well, correct?
Yes, that's right, Grace. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha reported that one Russian missile actually crossed through both Moldovan and Romanian airspace, raising serious concerns about the conflict's potential to spread beyond Ukraine's borders.
And what's been the response from Ukrainian leadership?
President Zelensky has strongly condemned the attack, Grace. According to Yahoo News, he specifically pointed out that Putin deliberately chose Christmas for an attack, calling it inhumane. The CEO of Ukraine's largest private energy company, DTEK, Maxim Timchenko, described it as a depraved and evil act, noting that millions of Ukrainians were left without light and warmth on Christmas Day.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Ethan. We'll continue to follow this developing story throughout the morning. Our next story focuses on a significant change coming to California's banking landscape. Joining us now is our financial correspondent, Chloe Martinez, to discuss a new law targeting so-called junk fees. Welcome, Chloe.
Thanks, Grace. In just 7 days, California will implement Assembly Bill 2017, a new law that's going to bring some relief to bank customers across the state.
What exactly will this law do for California consumers?
According to Cal Matters, the law will prohibit state-chartered banks and credit unions from charging fees when ATM withdrawals are declined due to insufficient funds. As the Consumer Federation of America reports, these fees can often reach $30 or more per transaction.
Who's behind this legislation?
The bill was authored by Assemblyman Tim Grayson, a Democrat from Concord who's actually moving to the Senate. According to Layist, he's specifically designed this legislation to combat what he calls fee creep in the banking industry.
I understand there was some initial pushback from certain financial institutions.
That's right, Grace. The California Credit Union League initially opposed the bill. However, they changed their position to neutral after the State Department of Financial Protection and Innovation released data showing many credit unions were generating significant income from these fees.
Are there other consumer protection measures coming alongside this law?
Yes, there are two other significant bills signed by Governor Newsom. Senate Bill 1075 will cap credit union insufficient funds fees at $14 starting in 2026, and Assembly Bill 2863, taking effect in 189 days on July 1, 2025, will make it easier for consumers to cancel subscriptions and require companies to get consent before charging for renewals or after free trials.
And how does this align with federal regulations?
This state law actually mirrors similar regulations already in place from the Consumer Protection Financial Bureau that apply to federally chartered banks, essentially creating a more comprehensive framework for consumer protection across all banking institutions in California.
Thank you for breaking that down for us, Chloe. Here are some other headlines. In a significant shift, the U.S. Census Bureau has revised how it categorizes race and ethnicity for the first time in 27 years. The changes include combining race and ethnicity questions and adding a new Middle Eastern and North African category. The data shows diverse racial identities among Hispanic residents, with variations based on regional and national origins. Tragedy struck in Kazakhstan on Christmas Day as an Azerbaijani airliner crashed near the city of Aktau. Of the 67 people aboard, 32 survived the incident. Emergency services are currently responding to the scene. In Turkey, economic hardship is forcing children to leave school and join the workforce. With inflation at 47%, approximately 7 million of Turkey's 22.2 million children now live in poverty. Despite a minimum wage increase to 17,002 liras, many families struggle to meet basic needs. 20 years after the devastating 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, affected communities maintain vigilance through education, emergency planning, and improved warning systems. The post-tsunami generation continues to prioritize disaster preparedness. Pakistani airstrikes in eastern Afghanistan's Paktika province have resulted in at least 46 civilian casualties, mostly women and children. The Taliban's Ministry of Defense has condemned the strikes as a violation of international principles, further straining relations between the two nations. And now for our third and final story this morning. An extraordinary discovery in Siberia has scientists buzzing with excitement. Joining us now is our science correspondent Ethan Parker, with details about a remarkable Ice Age find. Ethan?
Thanks, Grace. According to NBC News, researchers have discovered an exceptionally well-preserved baby woolly mammoth in eastern Siberia's Batagaika crater, which locals rather ominously call the gateway to the underworld. The mammoth, nicknamed Yana, after the nearby Yana River basin, is approximately 50,000 years old.
That's fascinating, Ethan. What kind of condition is this baby mammoth in?
The preservation is remarkable, Grace. ABC News reports that Yana stands about 4 feet tall, weighs between 220 and 400 pounds, and measures less than 6.6 feet in length. What's particularly exciting is that there's no damage to the head, trunk, ears, or mouth, as essentially pristine.
How rare is a find like this?
Extremely rare. According to LiveMint's coverage, Yana is only the 7th baby mammoth carcass ever discovered globally. 6 have been found in Russia, and 1 in Canada. She's currently being studied at the Lazarev Mammoth Museum Laboratory at the Northeastern Federal University in Yakutsk.
And I understand this discovery is connected to climate change?
That's correct, Grace. The Batagaika crater, which is about 1 kilometer deep, continues to expand due to permafrost melting. While this melting is concerning from a climate perspective, it has led to several remarkable discoveries. In the same area, researchers previously found a 32,000-year-old mummified saber-toothed cat in 2020 and a 44,000-year-old wolf in 2021.
What do scientists hope to learn from Yana?
The research team believes this specimen will provide invaluable insights into mammoth development and Ice Age adaptations. Scientists from across Russia are collaborating on genetic research to better understand how these magnificent creatures lived and adapted to their environment during the Ice Age.
Thank you for bringing us this fascinating story, Ethan. This has been reported by NBC News, ABC News, LiveMint, and Perplexity API as of today, December 25, 2024. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.